and that's not, there's more. So also, there is, you might remember, I kept thinking, it's like, I need a way to like create these names that isn't part of this, so I can like run workshops and everything. So I actually packaged up Nacho, my own variant of it, such that it's also part of here. So now I've got the Nacho thing for creating new names, so I can go and say, hey, and I can map this. Let me show you. I just clicked on the thing, but I can go to the Nacho UI and see, oh, I've created a DNS name for this as well. So let me go to that. So this is all running on my server, right? So now I've got a URL that says nachospacesOps.com, and it, boom, you know, when you first run it, you have to like create a key phrase and stuff. But once you do that, you can start searching for handles. So I can say, oh, like, is Jason, let's select Swifty, is Jason available? Oh, wait, Jason's not available. Well, why? Because I created it manually in the other thing. But if I wanted to say, you know, I don't know, Bob or something, well, Bob's available. Okay, that's cool.
So
Well,
is this the same as what you just showed us where you created Jason? Is this Nacho app the same thing as that?
it is the same function as going here
Yeah.
and adding a name.
Okay.
So let me just do this. Let me show you. So say say I wanted I don't know, a dude or something like that. Dude at Swifty, right? It's available. So I click available. I say add the handle, and boom, it's created all the encryption thing. And I say send request. That actually pushes it into the thing. So let me go back here. And if I refresh, now I see dude is in here, right?
Oh, so
So
this
it gives
is
you,
maybe this is like more of an admin owner where you're delegating it, you are the owner, and the Nacho is for the users.
right, exactly. Yeah. So now that I've created it, see, because uh, this this script public key is associated with your private key that you're creating within Nacho. I
Okay.
don't want to know that. I don't
Right.
want to know that at all. I want you to be the sole, you know, controller of that piece of information.
Right.
But I need to know this, and I need to know which handle it was associated with. So now that I've done this, it's in my list of things. So now dude is Swifty and it's at this particular path. Uh, and so it makes it super easy to like if you're running a name, you know, give it out, give sub names out to your friends and family, maybe if you want to do it that way, or if you want to sell them. Now, this doesn't have the ability to like make a purchase, but if you're running something as a community, this would be the perfect way. It's like, hey, you're in my club. It's the at Space Club, and go here, and you can actually, I added this so you can say space equals space, and it'll like change it so that it only will search on
Oh,
space.
cool.
So,
Now,
so
now here, when you create a subspace, I see all the addresses. You get a pub key. Do you
mhm.
get a Bitcoin Taproot asset and a Noster key as well?
So when you think about it, when you create a key pair, it's really, you got a private key and you got a public key, and the what you do with that or how you interpret that can vary. So there's a variation called the script pub key. This is based on your public key. There's also, it is compatible with Taproot. So if you send money to this handle, it'll go to this Taproot address, right?
Nice.
And it's also another variant of it is the Nostr pub key. So I actually have this so that when you click on it, it'll reveal the private NSEC as well.
Okay, I
So
was
I could
gonna
take this
ask.
NSEC, I could go into a Nostr client, I could set it up for that, and then I could start sending, eventually sending emails to dude at Swifty or not Nostr messages, and then it would know what that meant, right? Same thing here with the public key. I can click on here and reveal the private key. I won't do it now because then that would, if I ever like sent money to that, somebody else could snag it, right? But yeah, well, I guess I just revealed the NSEC, so maybe somebody
Yeah,
could.
so don't use this one, but
These are
okay.
all for testing. I'm not like putting money there, but anyway, theoretically, you have to be worried about that, right?
Yeah, so
So
that's cool. So when you generate a sub, it gives you all those public and private keys.
yep,
That's
and
awesome.
that's actually something that I enhanced the Nacho to show that, because I kind of needed to kind of have easy access to it for each one of my variations, because each one of these things is different, right? So yeah, that's kind of all working out of the box.
That's really
So
cool.
that's pretty sweet. And then what else? Yeah, I mean, I have more controls like turning on and off certain things, subspaces. You can kind of turn it, disable it, or if you find that the prover is taking too long, you can disable that, etc. But yeah, I basically, this has been my goal, because what I wanted to do is I want to make it easy for people to run this
Yeah.
on their own, and I wanted to promote participation in the cert relay as well system, because it's like, you know, if the more relay nodes there are, the more resilient the whole system is. And I wanted it to just be as simple as possible to participate. Now, once you've got your subname, uh, there's actually, I haven't built out an interface for this back in. I've done this, but I haven't put it together. If you go to Sprace's protocol editor, you'll see that you can put, this is like tapping into the cert relay and getting information. So one of my test ones was XYZ at Swifty. So I see here that when I click load, it'll actually load the records. So it's actually created a custom text field, and here it is. This is the result of what's on the cert relay, and this interface gives me ability to like then use that private key information that I didn't show you from the Nacho. I can use that here and make changes to the records associated with my handle. So I think you might have noticed Taylor was here. So I load her up. Yeah. So there's a couple records so she's got a record called website, and it's got this information in it so far. So,
So this
and
begs the question:
yeah,
are you a Swifty?
no, I'm not. All honesty, like I saw that it was sitting there. I was watching the Explorer, and just like this number C2, C3 has been sitting here forever.
Yeah.
Whoever did this has never come back to claim it. It was sitting here right next to it, Swifty forever. And I'm like, damn, I'm tired of seeing that thing there. I'm just gonna like bid a little bit more and become the high bidder. And if they want it, they'll come back and get it. And they never showed up again. And I'm like, all right, I'll take it. I'll use it for testing. It'll
Yeah.
be kind of fun.
Oh,
So,
it's really cool, man. Like there's so much to learn here. It's super interesting. And you making these tools readily available and easy to use, packaging everything up. Awesome, man. Really great job doing that. So I'm at the conclusion here where I'm gonna have to run another node and install Start9 on it.
yeah, sorry about that. Just one more thing is that Start9 makes it easy to run your own custom registry. So when you're looking for packages, you go to this button, the marketplace, and then it allows you to have these different, what they call registries. So this is the official one. So look at all these packages here. Olama, there's like all stuff, scheduling infrastructure. There's like DocQC, RoboSats you can
Now,
run.
I want to be able to run. Can you run core and knots on this? I just saw knots up there. Can you
You
run both
can.
at the same time?
I don't know if you can run them at the same time, but you can run it as an option. If I go to Bitcoin, you can say, here's knots. Um, there's the version that signals that bit acceptance, and then I think there's a plain version. There's public pool, so if you got a miner,
Yeah, I'm
you
running
can
that. Yep.
run your mining pool from it. You can run a BTC pay server. A lot of people want to be a merchant. You want to set up a way to receive Bitcoin for goods and services. This is a very comprehensive thing. Mempool
Yep.
against that. These are just the Bitcoin things, but like all sorts of stuff. These are
No.
communication things. Jitsi, what we're using right now, I'm
Yep.
running my own. I don't have a Zoom. I don't have to pay Zoom anymore. I'm just running it on my own node, Noster. Oh, that somebody put the Primal client.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
pretty cool.
Now, what I'm looking for, I'll probably get a lot of these things: BTC Pay, Public Pool, Bitcoin Node, Jitsi, Nostr, all these things. But one thing that I really want, and I'm interested in, is these AI clients where you could do the chat. That seems pretty common, where you could get a chat bot. But what about a graphical image creator AI? Do we have anything like that out here?
Um, I there was at one point a version of Stable Diffusion
Okay.
uh, that does image processing. I haven't been following it. I don't know if you just noticed. I just clicked on install Primal. I hadn't noticed that before, and that would be pretty sweet. So boom, it's done. It's already installed. All I have to do now is say start it, and boom, here it is. It's my own
Wow.
Primal client.
Yeah,
So
that's
if you're worried,
awesome.
just like if you're worried about privacy of using Primal or any other Nostr client, now I can I can just run my own Primal client and do my stuff, and it's not exposing my Nostr activity. Now Primal, oh, I guess it's not using dependencies, but I'm sure I can configure it. If I go into actions,
Now,
I can probably go in and configure it to use my built-in Nostr relay.
now, question
So
on this: is the device
yeah.
that you're on right now the device that's running Start9, or are you remoted into it somehow?
Oh well, Start9, it does have its own like uh, basically a little built-in uh, browser and client. So if you have a monitor plugged into it, you can do all the same stuff. But I just use my normal desktop and then remote. I'm just looking. It's all operated through a web interface, so I can go to the main start point and see this is where everything is. Oh, looks like I got a couple updates. So it does. It senses when things need to be updated. Looks like Tor needs to be updated in OpenClaw. Now I'd package my own OpenClaw, but anyway, uh, it's like, yeah, it makes it super easy. Um,
So this
you
this
know,
device that you're on right now is not the one that's actually running all these with the node. You're just connecting to another device.
right? I'm
Okay.
on my laptop right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's cool. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I wanted to know.
yeah. And you can go and say, well, I want to be able to get to this from just outside. Maybe I'm at my somebody else's house, and I need to do something here. Well, it's got like an open DNS or name, a ClearNet name, so I can go to it from anywhere. Now I have it password protected, so not if anyone just runs across this address, they can't get in there. But still, it's like my 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 it's accessible, and I can use Tor to get to it. So if I'm somewhere else, hey, can I borrow your computer? If I knew this Tor address, I could literally type it in and get to my
Hmm.
Start9 box through Tor.
Yeah,
So
that's cool.
yeah, it's pretty sweet. They've really thought through a lot of it, and on the AI thing. So I'm running Olama, and I think there's a model there. I haven't done this in a bit. It gives you like this interface. I guess it's been upgraded. Okay, so right now I have it set up such that it's using some of my other accounts. So I can run these different things, or I can run local ones. So I actually have this nano. I'm not sure what this one does. It's like, hi, what is your model? So this is all running locally on that machine, and I
We're
haven't played
talking
with
to the
this.
robots.
Yeah.
Hello,
So
robot. What is your
yeah, it's
model?
taking some time. I'm not sure what this model is. Okay, here it is. Now it's coming back. Oh, this is one of the Alibaba model variants, one of the Quinn variants. Yeah, I mean, you get into all this. So it took a little time. Now, this is an x86 box, so there's no GPU on it. It's got some extended CPU features, but it's not a huge workhorse. And I have this also connected to some Frontier model stuff. Uh, you know, like Claude and Sonnet and stuff. So, if you want to just do everything here. Now, of course, if I'm using an external model, I'm not staying private.
Right,
That's going out to,
right.
the frontier providers. But yeah, so all sorts of stuff. Maybe what you're looking for if it's not there today. Let me see AI. What do we got? So this is OpenAI compatible Llama interface.
Well, where's
Uh,
OpenClaw or OpenClaw?
Well, maybe this is so this is the main registry, and this is
Hmm.
actually probably the last thing I wanted to mention. Oh, and we're at the top of the hour. So if you hit switch, you can go to the community registry. These are built in, or you can add custom registries. So if you're interested in trying out the Start9 or the Start or the Spaces package, go to this, add this registry, which is mine, registry.spacesops.com, and then you will get the ability to go to this, and you'll see spaces
There we
here.
go.
One click, boom, and I'm already installed. So it just requires the only requirement is the Bitcoin node. So yeah, with that, it's I encourage anyone who's interested. I want some feedback. Let me know. Just pop me on the in the Telegram client. Uh, I mentioned it. I think it was yesterday. If you're interested, look for this post, and you'll see that the registry.spaces ops here is here. And yeah, let me know
Awesome.
what you think. I'm really interested to find out what what people think.